Okay, welcome back to another CartoonSmart.com podcast, and as usual, I'm joined by, maybe joined at the hip by Cleavon O'Doul. And Cleavon, you realized something. Yeah, I did actually. We've been kind of verbatim going through the Swift program and documentation, and this is what we did yesterday, right? Now, I noticed, and hold on, I'll just bring it on in here, that was not it. There was kind of like in a sense, a to be continued over here. Somehow we missed this other column of just information. So, but my philosophy on that is quit while you're ahead, And that actually, oddly enough, that is the where I'm from, the River Falls. That is the town. Well, it was the town motto. We had quit while you're ahead for a while, and then we changed it to YOLO because we try to keep up with the times. It was funny actually because you were driving to town and it would just say River Falls, and then underneath YOLO, which I don't know if you guys know this, but that means you only live once, and you'd think that would be the joke. I would have like a punchline right there, but there is no punchline. That punchline there actually was that the life expectancy in our town skyrocketed downward. We went from about a 67, the national average, to about 45 in 3 years. Then we decided, well, we got to change it. So we put it to never say never, which now it's back up around an expectancy of 55 or so, because there's still some stupid stuff that people do just because they would never say never. All right, so can we get back into the whatever we're going to do here? Yeah, that's fine. All right, so one of the things that we didn't do with our class before was initialize it or put in a function that would be considered the init. Okay, so just so I'm not, you guys aren't looking down, let me go ahead and just put, can I get rid of these two functions right here that we will probably never use in this? And actually, I got rid of one squiggly bracket too many. All right, back into our shape class, which is kind of sharing the same real estate as our game scene class. And again, not something that I knew that we could do before, which is surprising actually, because you and I kind of share a lot of the same information, don't we? Yeah, let's not bring that up. Okay, so let's go over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to put in here, they want us to drop in, we'll start in order. We'll go name, right, and then string. And you don't have to do something like that. You could just put in there string, and I guess it gets it that it does not equal anything at all. Makes sense. And then init, so we're going to throw that in. That's going to be name, another type of string right there, and then... So the point that they're making, if even though it's not a lot to summarize, I could just read it to you, but to sum it all up here, we're getting an error because I'm now apparently initializing it wrong. But they wanted to show you that because if you put in here self.name equals name, all right, now look at this craziness. So it's when we initialize it, we're throwing in the property here, the parameter name. But then that just, in some sense, it might conflict with the variable name over here. So the point that they're making is that this one right here is this one, and then self.name is the property. And there's a lot of times actually when I've had to go ahead and they'll say something like Cleavon, throw the self in there so we know what you're talking about. Okay, so let's say that actually happens to me a lot in real life. People are like, "What are you talking about?" I say, "I'm talking about Cleavon over here." A lot of third-person discussion. All right, so let shape and then shape. Okay, so what it wants now is for me to name this guy on the way in. So stop sign. Did we ever figure out if you can have the 7-sided things or not? Yeah, think about the Superman logo. Just think about it in your head. It was 5 sides, so you can have. Wait, why are we? What's going on here? Oh, do we have to throw that in, the name part, and then it's all going to be good? See, another thing that the documentation left out, they didn't show us actually how to initialize it. They just said, well, you should probably do this. And actually, another thing that they didn't even really give us any information on, they just said you could do it. is they mention it says use deinit to create a deinitializer if you need to perform some cleanup before the object is deallocated. All right, so that's some fancy talk, but let's just we'll see what goes on. I'll throw deinit over here, and maybe could we just print out something that says like so long, suckers. That's pretty much my goodbye for everybody. I'll be like, thanks for hiring me. So long. Oh wait, hold on a second here. What the? Delete that. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's even better then. It simplifies things. Right. Because what sort of parameter would you throw into the deinit? Maybe the trash can lid or something like that. All right. So can we build it? Yeah, of course. Okay. So I don't even know what's going to happen. I don't know if it will deinit or not. Well. Again, YOLO. So we might as well just see what happens. And yeah, I tell you what, there are a lot of accidents when people go around just saying YOLO all the time. They'll be like, I bet I could hot rod my truck over top your truck or something like that. Just using some bricks or something like that as the ramp. Bricks and a board, of course. You wouldn't just drive over bricks thinking that could jump you up. But yeah, you would be surprised. A truck cannot. You need like a real ramp, like an Evel Knievel style ramp or something like that. A lot of times, they would go, I bet I could jump my truck over your truck. And the person would go, yeah, go for it, man. I'm just going to be in the truck, YOLO, right? And then it'd be like, boom, the guy ran right into the guy, just T-boned him, no jump at all. And then, the ambulance and the funeral and whatnot. All right, so, hey, look at that. It actually did go in there and say, so long, suckers. Well, that's funny. I guess because what the compiler does is it realizes I got the necessary information that I needed out of this particular individual or situation, whatever it is. And why do you suddenly sound... Why do you suddenly sound like a police officer over there? Oh, everybody from River Falls can. It's a self-policed town, so we all have to at times speak to speak, And that's especially true. Actually, I would do a little freelance accident investigation. So, you just see two cars that hit each other. Again, it could be a YOLO type situation. And what you would do is you would go up there and you would have to basically figure out who did what to whoever, and then write up a little bit of a report and try and you then take that report to maybe Kinko's and print it out a couple of times to go back to the accident scene and give it to both people. Don't make me laugh, man. That is kind of rude. This is a real thing. We don't have enough money in the municipality for an official police report, but we try our best, okay? And then the two people can take that to their insurance companies. Although if you find that, like, you show up at the scene and you say, do you have Allstate? And to the other person, do you have Allstate? And if you both have Allstate, you just say, get out of here. Your insurance is going to figure it out one way or another. There's no point no point in pointing fingers or blaming anybody here. So I think that we did a good enough job tonight. This is clearly a Friday night recording here, but so yeah, okay. We'll go, as the stage says, do you want to read it, Cleveland? I do. So long, suckers. Good luck with your program, and also go to CartoonSmart.com for some real stuff.